So this will be for week 10, problem set, and there's 3 questions for this one. So for problem 1, tried doing it through Desmos, could not figure it out, and there weren't any solutions on how to do it on the week 10 discussion. So I went ahead, used my Python skills, and decided to matplotlib it and graph it. So I will pull up the code, but to make things short, I have the length of Callisto's orbit is around 590, and Io's orbit is around 2208.096. And I'll show my code here, the graphs I have. I use the same code for both of them, just changed up the numbers. But this one is for Io, this one is for Callisto, and here's my code. Get up on my monitor screen. So, okay. Here I have, so for this one, I put in the values for Io, and I commented out to make it more clear. Because given values, the parametric equations, define them for x and y. Here are the formulas for arc length, the range, corresponding x and y values, calculating the arc length, and then here is how I plotted it using matplotlib library. And here what I got as answers for length of Callisto's orbit, 590. And down here, it also says length of Callisto's orbit. It's too lazy to change that to Io. It's 2208. And the main differences, I can't really tell too much with these graphs, honestly, but I would assume that since Callisto has less, lower value of n, so it's completing fewer orbits, it'll probably be a less complex path compared to Io, who has a much higher value of n. So it has a more complex path. So for 2, pull up the problem. Okay. So for number 2, it's determine the first 3 points, theta greater than or equal to 0, at which spiral r equals 3 times theta, has a horizontal tangent line, and the first 3 points where the spiral has a vertical tangent line. So starting off, I wrote down what I know. Spiral is r equals 3 times theta, and theta is greater than 0. So y is r sine theta. At the beginning, I had this mixed up. I had an r cosine theta, and then x was r sine theta, but then I realized they were switched. So y is sine and x is cosine. And knowing that r equals 3 times theta, you can plug it in. So for x, for example, instead of r cosine theta, it'll be 3 theta times cosine theta. So now we take the derivative of this, product rule it, we get negative 3 times theta sine theta plus 3 cosine theta. And now do the same thing for y, and you get 3 times sine theta plus 3 theta times cosine theta, also product ruling it. So for slope, we know that it's dy over dx, and here's dy over d theta over dx over d theta. So we get 3 sine theta, or just put y and x over it. And then you can either proceed from this, or you can simplify. I simplified because it's super easy. You'll get sine theta plus theta times cosine theta, negative theta times sine theta plus cosine theta. So for horizontal, it's dy over dx. It's going to be equal to 0. For horizontal, it'll be equal to infinity. So we get sine theta plus blah, blah, blah equals 0. Tan theta equals negative theta. And for this, I didn't know how to do it by hand, so I just plugged it in and did it online. I got 0, 2.03, and 7.98. Vertical, instead of 0, it's gonna be 1, or infinity. It's gonna be infinity. And then from there, I solved it out, got to tan theta equals 1 over theta. Bring this theta to the left side, so it becomes theta times tan theta equals 1. Then put it into a computer, and I got 0.9, 3.4, and then 6.4 for the vertical. problem 3, I got r equals 8 plus 8 times sine theta. The mic is 4 meters from the front. So I just drew off what it was showing on the PDF, just drew it out on paper. R equals 8, I just rewrote it again. R times sine theta equals 4. So then I brought the sine theta over to the right side, so R equals 4 over sine theta. So 8 plus 8 sine theta equals 4 sine theta, because these two are both R, so we can do a process, set them equal to each other. Then you can simplify it. You get 2 plus 2 sine theta equals 1 over sine theta, because it's 8, 8, 4 divided by 4, you get 2 and 1. So then you solve it out, put it into the computer, you solve it through radians. I got 0.3747. And then it's A equals the integral, what's also 2 times half, but it's 2 times half is 1, so it comes out to just integral going from 0.3747 to pi over 2, 8 plus 8 sine theta squared minus 4 cosine theta squared. And then also plugging that in, I got around 204.16.